this session is being recorded, which simply means that you will be able to, refer to this as a reckoner or as a ready reckoner later on, and we will upload this video on YouTube. Shilpi ma'am will be given the link for the same by today evening. Good morning. My name is Chetan Singh Gill. I'm a trainer with SCC Online. Today we'll take this session on SCC Online and also about this remote access that we've been providing to the university that is called MyLoft. With me, I have my colleague, Mr. Kapil Ajmani, who's the manager for academics. So together we will take this session. Now, as I've already checked with you, if you have any questions, for now, there are no questions. So I'm going to go with the traditional approach of this training session, wherein I will take care of each and every aspect. However, I'm still I'm still standing on my grounds when said that, do you have any question you can ask me? If I'm showing you something on the screen and at that point in time you have any question pertaining to the same feature, you can raise your hand or you can put it in the chat, or in case, if it's one or two people, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. But if something which is your question is not related to the thing that is being discussed on the screen, then I would request you to hold your question till that particular part comes in, or for the last, that is the question answer round, right? Let me start this session with by sharing my screen, and then we will start from the basics of it. So wait a sec. Kapil, please confirm if my screen is now shared.
Yeah, visible.
Thank you, Kapil. Now, first thing first, let's talk about the remote access. So let me get that going. So please expect an email from myloft.xyz. Now, let me just do this. Considering the extension of this, considering the extension that it says myloft and it says at the end XYZ, it is a high possibility that it will land up into the spam or junk folder in case you have not received it. But anyways, by today evening, all of you will be able to receive this email. If you do not get this email, suggestion is that you simply go and check your mailbox, spam and junk folder. So what kind of email are we talking about? The email would look like this. The sender would be, let me zoom in a bit. It says no reply @myloft.xyz. And the email would look like this. Your name would be on the top and it say that we are glad to inform that SCC Online e-library has been introduced to MyLoft and you need to set your password. Once you click on set password over here, it will take you to another screen. A screen will look like this. So prior to selecting your institute, it will ask you to set your password. There's a criteria wherein you have to make it as a 8 to 10 letters password. Then one in capital, other in lowercase, one special character, 2 numerics, and all stuff. So I'm sure you know how to get all those checks in place. So once you're done with your password, it'll say select your institute. Now, though we understand that we are all part of JIMS right now, but over here, when it says select your institute, do not search for JIMS, okay? Search for SCC Online. So we just write SCC and the option automatically comes in. It says SCC Online. You click on that, you click on continue, you'll be taken to the next page. And over here, because you would have already set your password, your ID would be the ID on which you have received this particular email, and that will be fed automatically for you. If it doesn't really come, you need to put in the same. You put in the password and you click on sign in. Now, this is not a step for only to access SCC Online. Even if your university has other databases, all those databases will also come in over here. Now, once you come to this particular screen, it has some a warning message sort of thing that says MyLoft browser extension is required Click on Add Extension button to enable or to install or enable the MyLoft browser extension. So you click on Add Extension. It's a one-time thing. You go over here, you say Add to Chrome, Add Extension, and you'll be redirected back to the same page. There we are, right? Once you're here, we'll move to this one that says e-resources. Click on e-resources, you click on database. And over here right now, because I'm logged in and I only have one database, that is SCC Online, barring the other one, DOAJ, you would have more options, coming over here for other software as well. You click on this, it'll open SCC Online onto a different tab. So till here, you would need the MyLoft. So this is required because of authentication factor, which was missing. Because if when we were in the university, we knew that someone from the university is accessing the database. When you're not in the university, you are out anywhere. So the authentication factor was missing. So this acts as an authentication key. Once you're done with this, you come over here, you click on login. You have the IP login option, which used to come in the university. You put in your ID over here. You click on sign in, log in now, and you'll get access to this. Any question till now, you may please ask. If not, then we'll keep going forward with this. Okay.
So just a little bit of your pace could be a little slower if possible.
I'm sorry?
Your speed could be a little bit slow if possible.
A little slow. Okay.
Yeah.
Take care of it. So, but do you have any question till now? You got what we just discussed? Okay, I'm assuming going forward, I'll take care.
We have a question. What would be our login ID?
Okay, so your login ID for, if you're talking about MyLoft, your MyLoft login ID would be your email address on which you have received this email, which you'll receive by today evening, if you're not received already. For SCC Online, the login ID would be again your email address. So that if you have your university email ID, you'll be using that one over here. Okay. Now there might be a chance, and I think it will happen with all of you. You might come over here and let me just, just change a bit of this ID. And if you're coming on the website, SCC Online website for the first time, and you put in your ID and you say login now, there's a high possibility that it says like this: login ID not registered. So there's nothing to panic as such for this, because if it says login ID not registered, you can register it all by yourself. So what needs to be done? You leave this part, you come to this part of it, this section of the page. It says register here. So let me click on here. I can put in my ID over here. Right? Furnish my full name. And I can say register and login. I'm not going to do this right now, register and login, because this is not an actual ID. So I don't want to like fill up the server with some fake IDs. But yes, once you click on register and login, the next thing it'll ask you would be the graduating year, in which year you'll graduate. So going with the simple maths, if you start your if you start this particular course in last year, 2020, and it's a 5-year course, so 2025 would be your graduating year. So you put 2025. For the faculty members, there's an option. They can either skip it or they can put 9999. So whatever suits them, they can do that. For students, it's much better. You put it over there, because then we can do a lot of analysis and give the usage accordingly to your faculty members. So once you're done with that, the next time you come over here, and just say login now, it will simply take you in the software and you'll get access to the SCC Online. So this is the first step of logging in. So you have to need to log into MyLoft, then move to SCC Online, and then you get access to SCC Online. This you can access from your mobile phone as well, or your tablets as well. If you're using a mobile phone, there's an application available for MyLoft. You need to download that application. And the same IP option would be enabled on your phone as well. Okay. So moving forward now.
I guess, sir, Dr. Pallavi ma'am has something to say. Dr. Pallavi ma'am, you raise your hand. Dr. Pallavi ma'am, I hope you can hear us.
I think I'll just go. Probably it might be by mistake. Okay. Thanks, Mohit. So going forward, one thing which makes a lot of sense to talk about in the first place is the database. Almost, I think any software, any legal research software, the functionality, the way you research is almost the same, right? There are features which are different. There's the source that you get judgments from that might be different, and how you present your data. Like when I say how you, but I mean to say how SCC presents your data, that matters. So user interface matters, but database will almost be the same. So let me talk about what you will be able to access through SCC Online. You'll get access to all your Supreme Court of India judgments, High Courts judgments, all the High Courts, your before independent judgments, that is Privy Council, Federal Court judgments from 1865 onwards. 1836 onwards. And then you will also have judgments of lower courts. Before independence, lower courts, there were provincial courts like Lahore Court, Awadh Court, Lower Burma, Upper Burma, Pepsu. All these courts judgments are also available. Then coming back to the current scenario, you have all your central acts, you have your state acts, you have your rules and regulations pertaining to different ministries, policy documents related to all the ministries. Then you have bills in parliaments as passed by one particular house, that can be Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, or as introduced in another houses, that will be given over here. Entire constitution would be here, that goes without saying. But the backbone or the genesis of Constitution of India, that is the Constituent Assembly debates, which took place for almost 2.5 years, 3 years in the Constitutional Hall. Those debates, which were then divided into 12 volumes, that has also been made available to you. And the reason why I'm putting a lot of emphasis on Constituent Assembly debates is most of us rather, will just go through the Constitution of India, would not go through the Constituent Assembly debates. And I think it is like, not doing a full circle. Because Constitution of India is a byproduct of Constituent Assembly debate. If you don't understand that what was the intent of particular thing, why the particular thing was brought in the first place, if you're just reading the result, the final byproduct of that assembly debate, there's something missing. So, because in our profession, it is highly possible that probably in your first year, you might stand, the other counsel that you might be arguing with might be a stalwart, like, Hari Salve or, others which are, really high profile members. So in our profession, it doesn't really, matter that only your experience counts. It comes in handy, but I think your understanding of knowledge can take you a long way. So if you're just reading the Constitution of India and you not have the basics clear, then you might get, you might struggle for it. So that is one. Then you have articles from 35 Indian plus 15 international journals. So that is available for you at your disposal. You have your treaties, bilateral and multilateral, and barring that, you have your few historical trials that you can access. And then you have your Law Commission report, Constituent Assembly debates that we already spoken about. Your tribunals from various tribunals judgments are also made available.
Excuse me, Chetan, you are online SCC online dashboard or content page? Because I can see
I'm on the dashboard. I'm not going to the coverage right now.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Thanks. I'm sure you must be thinking that my screen has been frozen. So I was talking about that all of this is made available. Now there's one important factor. There are two important factors in this entire database. One is a true print. whatever that we source for the judgment from, wherever we source judgment from, it can be Supreme Court or High Court, we always ask for a certified copies. We do not download anything from internet as such. Okay, that's been the first thing. So whatever that you will be accessing will be 100% authentic. If nothing is downloaded, we have a certified copies from the court. First. Second, SCC Online is a part of ABC Group. Eastern Book Company started in the year 1942, and since 1969, we've been publishing judgments, which simply means that whatever judgment that you're accessing over here, Mohit, could you please take care of the mic, someone? So, if you're accessing this database or you're accessing any judgment, what's going to happen is if you take a printout, you'll get two options in the printout. One, which is an internet printout, which everyone is giving you. The second one is that is a true print, which is a true copy, which simply means that when you take a printout and you opt for true printout, it will give you the exact photocopy of how the judgment was published in the law reports. So there's no need to go to your library and do a photocopy. You can take the print from here itself. Okay. Dr. Pallavi, do you want to say anything? Okay. So, and the third thing which is going to help you with this is digest notes. We go through the entire judgment and we make the head notes, which are also called as law points, ratio of the case, or digest notes. So all in all, these will be the factors that we'll be talking about in the session. Now, when you're on this screen, it has different colors of tiles. One is a blue color tiles, which is research. The other one is a red color tile, which is my library. And the third one is links for the other, databases that we have, which we provide, as a need-on basis. Now, irrespective of any of these tiles you use, the database will remain the same. It will fetch the information from the same database. But what is the difference? So let's start with the first thing. Let's start with the research plus. So we'll be using the blue tiles only when we have something to key in, and then we start the search. And the library part would be used when it doesn't require anything to be keyed in. You can simply walk in the virtual library, select what you think is relevant to you, and the information will be showcased within few seconds in front of you. Now, assuming that we all understand how the Google works, and how Google research really works, I'm going to take something similar to start the session with. That is word search. So we go to word search. Now, word search is similar to your Google search. There is only a slight difference. In Google, you write everything. You write that you're looking for a judgment, you're looking for a Supreme Court of India, you're looking on a topic, you write everything out over there. Because Google is meant for everyone. So you need to specify your area of concern, and then Google goes on that particular, sector of that information, picks up the information, gives to you. In SCC, we all know it's a legal research software. You cannot do engineering research over here. You cannot do science, thesis from this particular software. So it's only and only meant for legal research. So the point comes in that you do not have to write everything out over here. Rather, you should not even write full sentences. Search with keywords. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, let me take the one conceptual knowledge, example. Let me zoom in a bit. Now, what do we do usually when we're doing a research on Google? I say, I want to see the latest judgment from Supreme Court of India. Right, because I have to write Supreme Court of India, because it can be Supreme Court of UK, US, or any other place. So I have to write that very categorically on, let's say, corruption, right? Now take this, latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on corruption. And I do a start search. Now, most of you would say that this is how we do search. And this is going to give me, all the results that I'm looking for. Yes, it's going to give you results. It's around 1100 results. There's only small, challenge in legal research, on any research for that matter. You cannot guarantee that this is the best result. You got 1100, someone will get 900, someone will get, 50,000. Till the time you don't talk to each other, you would think in your mind that this is the best search that I could get on this search, on this particular phrase or a sentence. Now let's have a look. Let's understand this. It's a later judgment on corruption, and it says around 1100. Now, if you see this later judgment, now on the side, it says the digest notes, judgments, bills in parliament, rules and regulations, notification policy, everything has been searched together. Okay. Digest notes, I'll talk in a bit. It says Supreme Court, High Court. So these are only concise information, not the full judgment. But if you click on the judgment part, let me zoom in a bit for you. It says Supreme Court, Privy Council, High Courts, all that is available. So that means you can do the bifurcation once you have done this search. You can select that you only want to see Supreme Court, you only want to see a particular High Court or something else. Okay. So that ways you can select that. Because the reason I'm telling you about this is because we asked for latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on corruption. So does it has only Supreme Court? If you see the center column, it has Supreme Court as articles. And I'm sure some high courts will also come in because we can see the high courts are also 629. So can I select only Supreme Court database? Yes. So you come over here, you see this only option, you click on only. Now what has happened is that you have got only 104 results. Now this is only the Supreme Court judgments on corruption. The second thing we asked for was the latest judgment. It says 2019, 1995, 2015. There's no sequencing as such. So can I sort it in a ascending or descending order? Certainly I can. I come over here. There's a sort by option. I click on this. It says a lot of options are there. I can come on this one, the latest first. Click on this. 7th of May, 2021. This one's judgment is coming from Supreme Court of India. The second latest is 19th of January this year. Now let's go back once. Okay, how do we go back? I click on this 9 dots. I click on word search. And I'm back to my original search. What was the search that I did? This was a search, the terms that I use, latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on corruption. Now, if you take a step back and you just think about it, we have an option of latest or oldest over there. We have an option of sorting the Supreme Court judgment or High Court judgment. I can do it over there. So if there's an option, inbuilt option over there, I don't need this. So what should I search with? I should search only with the word that is relevant to me. This is what I mean, that you don't have to write sentences, just write the main word you're looking for. Rest of the things will be taken care of. Corruption, we got around 1100 results, or 1114 and 104 from Supreme Court of India, right? The number has been jumped to 57,000. What else? Supreme Court. Supreme Court 2191, we had 104. Let's say only. And the second thing that we're going to do is see the latest judgment. We got latest judgment of 7th of May and 19th of January in the previous search, right? Let's go over here and say latest first. Nothing has changed. We got the latest judgment as 7th of May, no problem. But if you scroll down further, you will notice the second latest is not from the January. Rather, let's see where is the January entry. 19th of March. There we are. 19th of January. So there were 18 other judgments after the latest judgment, which came between 19th of January and the latest judgment period. We were missing out all these judgments. So this is the difference when I said that you would not know that if you got all the databases been fetched for you, or you just got some limited results. Okay, so come to the conclusion of this. What do I mean by this is all the searches that I've shown you right now is less is more. The less you key in, the better the results. Okay. Now we'll talk about these things, how you can, copy paste and everything. Let me just talk about copy paste over here. So there are two ways to copy paste the judgment. You can highlight it and you can do a control C, control V works. But there will be few judgments which will not let you highlight. What would we do in that case? So let me show you that kind of a judgment which does not allow you to copy. Like this is Goraknath judgment. So let's get to the Goraknath judgment. Now this judgment, if I try to highlight, it will not let me highlight a single word. So in this case, when highlight is not, is a possibility, you would have these clipboard icons. Okay. Just do one single click on the paragraphs that you want to copy. Okay. And let's take this and this. I've taken 6 paragraphs. After doing single click, I come over here, this one, and it says smart copy. I click on this and all these paragraphs that I've selected and in the same sequencing that I've selected, that is para 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, and 5, it will appear over here. Not only that, your email address will by default come over here. You can send an email to yourself. Also, the party name and the citation of the case, which you did not type, automatically appeared over here. And from here, you can copy as much as you want. Do a control C and control V works like a charm. Okay. So smart copy, that's the option that you would be using. Okay. You can take the printout, or you can save this document, you can email this document, you can take a printout. All that options are available over here. Okay. Let's just go back to search. So that's the sentence-wise search. How, rather than if you have a big sentence, you just write 1 or 2 words. What if you have a phrase search, words which are made of 2 or 3 words, like public interest litigation, locus standi, res judicata, doctrine of eclipse, all these words. What would you do in that particular case? Let's take one example, that is preventive detention. So I take this. Now, if I do a start search right away, what's going to happen? It's going to give me 3 searches. Search for the word preventive detention as one word. It's going to search for the word preventive separately and detention separately as well. So rather than giving 1 result, it's going to give me 3 results, which will might be more results, but not really relevant to me. So whenever you're doing a phrase search, like I've given you a couple of examples for the words, in those scenarios, just put double inverted commas. Those of you who are using Google and on advanced level would agree with me that this also works on Google. If you're looking for something and you need something, exactly how you've written it, you put double quotes on Google, it will come like this. It will not. So if I search for my name, Chetan Singh Gill, now Singh and Gill is so common, so is Chetan. So it will give me around lakhs and lakhs of results. But if I put double quotes around my name, it will search the way I've written the name, and it will appear the same way, and obviously the results would be much less. Okay. But now coming over here, preventive detention and start search. And there you get the results. Preventive detention is being searched accordingly. Now, another thing, there's another aspect to it. That is, you see this is D. Now this is digest note. Like I said earlier, key that we make high ratio, we make head notes of the case. So over here it says criminal law. This particular judgment, which is of Mungala, I will leave this name right away. So this particular judgment, it says it's about criminal law. The second one talks about it's actually on preventive detention, stayed away. Third one is again on criminal law. Fifth one is coming on preventive detention. What does it mean? So let's have a look. When you get to the third column of the digest note, this you see this is not the full judgment. right? It's just a paragraphs, made available to you. So you read this heading: criminal law, preventive detention or detention order, criminal prosecution against detainee. So you read this heading, and then once you start reading this paragraph, it says all this thing that you're reading right now, that is this, is has been lifted from para number 7 and 9. It's probably a summary of para 7 and 9. Then you come over here, the second paragraph, which is again been picked up from para 7 and 9, and then accordingly, detention order is quashed. And that has been talked in the para number 9 of the judgment. If this is relevant to you, if you after reading this entire head note, like a small information, if this is relevant to you, you do not have to name, record the party name separately and write it somewhere else or citation. You can simply click on the citation over here and the judgment will open up into a different window right away. There we are. Okay. If not, you move to the next one. You read the next head note. It's a different judgment altogether, right? So all these are different judgments. So what you're doing is you're actually going through the full judgment, but on the point which is that you are searching for. You're not reading the other points. Okay. So that's the purpose of all the head notes. Now let's go back one more time. So we're done. I think we understood word search, some bit of it. I'll leave it. I'll come back to it. Let's go to the next search. Let's start with this one, words and phrases. Words and phrases is like your legal dictionary. Now, if you want to see a meaning of a particular word, then you can surely come over here and type in the word. It'll give you the meaning of it. However, does it have all the words meaning? No. Especially the words which are used in the international forums. Those words have not been defined by the Supreme Court of India. So yes, it is not available over here. But if it's not available over here, can I not find the meaning at all? You can by going to word search. But let's come over here. Let's take this word res judicata. Right? I'm sure most of you already know about this word by now. The definition comes in. It says in order to operate as res judicata and other things, this is coming from a particular judgment. The second definition, which is starting just after that, is also coming from a particular judgment. And the third one, it says what alongside with that, it says Queen's Bench. So though this definition is a dictionary definition, that is a Wharton Dictionary of Law, but the Queen's Bench judges had also taken the same definition in the judgment. So this way you get the meaning of different meaning of a different particular word from different sources. So this is for all of the definitions. Let's move to the next one. Now, considering that we are also addressing the first years in this session, it is a high possibility that you might be overwhelmed with the results that coming your way. You don't know exactly all the words that you'll be searching for. You don't have the entire understanding of the topic tree that we have. So for you, I can show you one thing which will gonna help you not only today but in the times to come. That is find by topic. Now this is the entire topic list of all the topics that are there in the Constitution or in our legal fraternity. Let's suppose I want to talk about administrative law. I click on administrative law plus sign. It gives me all the points which are coming under the principal heading of administrative law. Judicial review, legitimate expectation, natural justice, promissory estoppel, all these words, right? I can, let's take contempt of court. So all the derivatives of all the topics that are coming under the principal topic of contempt of court are available over here. Now, is this only for you to see it, or does it do any good to you in your research? It will help you in the search as well. Now, let's take the same example, like I said, administrative law, and let's take legitimate expectation. I click on this, And then I have two options over here: search everywhere or search in digest node. Third one, I will not going to talk about it. We can probably do it in the advanced session. Search everywhere and search in digest node. Now, search everywhere simply means that it will search for this particular topic, similar to what we were doing in the word search. It will search in all the codes, acts, articles, everything. If I restrict myself to search in digest nodes, it's going to give me digest node, but also only for the Supreme Court. Now, if I'm doing a search, I prefer doing the search in digest node only in Supreme Court, because Supreme Court judgments is what I'm looking for my research. So I can restrict my search to here. But for your research purposes, I will say that you go for research everywhere. Why? Let's search for it first. Because it will, after you're done the search, it will give you that option to do the selection later on. So I can say only digest notes of Supreme Court from here itself. So leave that part. And over here, say Lashman expedition has been searched for you. Let me go back to the topic. Find my topic. This is not all. You can also search over here. Let's suppose I want to see. I'm doing something on service law. So I do service law search. It's gonna give me service law and all the topics that comes under service law. I can pick up anything. It is not only for the research purposes, but also for your understanding that what all topics come under service law. And then let's take something like child custody. Now, I don't understand that child custody comes under which all topics. So with this search, I will be able to get that answer. So child custody comes under conflict of law and private international law. And then family and personal law, it is but obvious, it will come under this. So it comes over here. But then accordingly, there's another thing that say comes is that child of custody of minor child. So you get that. Similarly, you can pick up any word that comes in your mind. Restitution. So tell you that restitution is actually a principal topic as well, but also comes under service law. So this way you can search, and I can assure you one thing. Let's take the same example that I took just before this. Irrespective, you select this, and you start search. The results would be the same. This is just for your understanding. This tree is just made for your understanding. Don't be mistaken in that that if you click on this, it'll give you only under this topic. No, it's going to give you child custody as a word search. Okay, so the more time you spend on this, the better it is for your understanding of the topics. Let's move to the next one. Find by party name. Now, this is a fairly very, I think, simple search. We all understand that when you have a party name, you can search over here. That's what the name suggests. But there are two elements that you can do, use to do a search over here. One is a party name search that will be used over here. And then the famous case name, that is the title-wise search. A lot of cases are given titles like, Babri Masjid case, Ayodhya case, then Bombay Blast case, Sabrimala case, LGBT case, all these are titles given to cases. That's not the party names for it, right? So if you search with those, let's say LG, so that comes over here. I click on this, click on find case. It will decode the party name for me. Similarly, let's say Jessica Lal murder case, Manu Sharma versus State. If you write Arushi, you'll get that automatically over here. Okay. So this way, you can get onto it in case you do not remember the party name. Now, moving to the next one, that is the more of old school methodology of searching. That is by the party name itself. Now it says first thing first. It says select your court. So over here, you select Supreme Court, High Court, depending on your case belongs to which jurisdiction. In case there is you have a dilemma around it that you don't remember, or you have any doubts that this case was meant for which particular, under which particular jurisdiction, then click on all jurisdiction. Once you do that, is going to ensure that it searches the particular party name in all the courts together, right? So over here, I'll take the case which I'm sure every one of you know that it's a overruled judgment. I'm going to take the case of SP Gupta and start search. Whooping results of 195. Now 195 results. It's too much for me. So I remember the other party name, that is Union of India. So I can write Union anywhere. It's not a mandate that I have to write it like after the full party name, anywhere. But do not write the verses in between. And I'm looking for this case, 1981. Double click on this. It'll open the full case. Now have a look at this. It says digest notes are 52, judgment is 1. So there are 52 points of law which were discussed in this case. Now, even without reading the full judgment, the judgment is of 800 pages. Without reading this judgment, I can tell you what the case is about. This case is something about service law. It's talking about, let's see what all interpretation of statutes being discussed. Then vague denial is no denial. Constitution of India, power appointment of. So this is judge's appointment case. So within five or 6 minutes, with just the headings, I can tell you that what this case is all about. Obviously, once I click on any of this entry, it will give me more results. But let's understand the center column one more time. It says J7. J means it's a full judgment over here. 7 means the number of judges were part of the quorum. So the 7 judges bench. D, all this D means this is a digest note. These are 1 points, individual points of the case. 7 we've already established the fact. Now we come to the full judgment and you come over here and it says before Justice Bhagwati, Justice Gupta, Justice Fazal Ali, and everyone names are mentioned over here. Now because everyone names is highlighted and in bold, that simply means that all the judges have authored the judgment. Whenever any judge's name is bold and highlighted, that simply means that he or she has authored the judgment. Okay. The benefit of this is I can click on anyone's name. I'll jump straight away to his part of the judgment. So if I click on Justice Bhagwati, I'm just here on Justice Bhagwati's judgment. If I click on Justice Venkatramayya, I'm on the Venkatramayya judgments right away. And click on his name again, I'm back on the top. Okay. I was talking about the true printout. So the printouts option are available over here. And one is true print, other is non-true print. Non-true print, it's an internet printout. You can get it from Google as well. So there's nothing to flex about for this. I come to this TP, that is true print. Click on this. It asks you that do you want the full judgment? So I said 800 pages. So let's see it, 87. And now if you see the judgment of 918. So if you do the maths, it's approximately 800 pages. But I don't want the full judgment. Let's say give me only 3 pages and print. Now, those of you who have seen the law reports in your library would agree that this is exactly the same printout or same format that is appearing over here as compared to your law reports. So if you see SCC Online True Print over here, first page, second page, third is available. We asked for 3 pages, 3 pages are here. Your name will appear on the top. And when you have taken this printout, that will obviously come. Moving back, what else can we do in this? There's another aspect that that I would like to cover, which will gonna help you in a long way. Not only today, which is gonna help you, I think, throughout your profession. That is, how can I figure it out if this judgment is overruled or not? Now on the top, there is written over here, partly overruled in Scholar versus Union of India. But how do I figure it out? Does that mean that the entire judgment is overruled? Because most of us remember SP Gupta case as an overruled judgment. Now, that's not the right way to look at it. A judgment will be considered as overruled, completely overruled, if in this let's take this scenario, if all the 52 points of law has been overruled. But I can assure you all 52 points of law are not overruled. But then why do we say the judgment is overruled? Because in order for you to find out that which point of law was overruled, it's a task. You have to read your judgment, and then you need to also know that which judgment has overruled this judgment. Only then you will be able to, make a like a comparison table that okay, this point, this point, this point has been overruled in these cases. So it's a huge task. So normally people prefer, if the moment is the judgment one point has been overruled, they say the judgment is overruled and they don't look at it at all. What you need to do is, going forward, it's my suggestion to all of you, open the case with the help of a party name or a citation. Okay, once you open it, come to this SCC Online logo, and then just below that it says search within search results. This sub search, and just search for the word overruled. That should be your first search going forward for any case that you are looking for. And now it says out of 52, 52 was the law point, 53rd was the judgment itself. This, and this, not the fourth, not the fifth one, but these three are the ones which are overruled. Why am I saying that? Because of this red exclamation mark. Whenever you see this red exclamation mark, it will always be next to the digest note. That means only this, and this points of law has been overruled. If I click on this and go to the end, it says overruled in Scholar versus Union of India. The same goes for this one and the other one. Okay. Now, for a moment, just forget this particular judgment was overruled. Okay, and this particular point has been overruled. Let's understand the fact of how does digest note helps me. Now, this judgment is of 800 pages. Let's suppose this was a point of law that you are interested in. Article 217, subpart 1, power of appointment of judges of High Court held executive in nature and rests in President. This is the point that you would like to read. You would be required to read the full judgment because you don't know that out of 7 judges, who all judges have spoken or have given his or her opinion on this point of law. But when you have the head note, what head note does, if you see this, it says on this point, this is Bhagwati opinion. This was Justice Bhagwati opinion. Fazal Ali opinion, sir's opinion is here. This is Desai's opinion, this is Pathar's opinion, this is Venkatramayya's opinion. So out of 7 judges, only 5 spoke on this point of law. And all their opinions are given right over here. So a thing which would have taken you at least a day, if not more, you are through with it in less than 5 minutes. This is the power of digest note. Okay. Now let's come to the next part. If this judgment is relevant to you, if this is the judgment that okay, SP Gupta is exactly what I'm looking for in my case. But then you would like to see other cases when SP Gupta was cited. Because if SP Gupta has been taken as a precedent, that means all those judgments are also relevant to me. Now what do? There's only one simple click. You come over here. There's an option of case reference, document with a magnifying glass, and I click on this. Automatically, this will change, and the judgment 1 would convert into few other judgments, few thousand judgments. There we are, 800 judgments. So in 800 judgments, SP Gupta case was being cited, and you can see it over here itself. Observations in SP Gupta clarified have to be read in context in which made, courts, tribunal, and all stuff. And we scroll down further, it tells you SP Gupta case was explained and relied on in this case. PUCL versus Union of India. In this case, just scroll down to the last and see SP Gupta. There it is. SP Gupta versus Union of India with other cases, along with other cases, was referred to. So this is a simpler way. You get one judgment, one landmark judgment, and then you get, you open up a Pandora box and you get like thousands of judgments coming your way. So rather than you cite one judgment, you can cite 10, 20 judgments as well, which are talking about the same line on the same lines, which will obviously make your argument much more, solid as compared to just citing one judgment, right? Any questions on the overrule part? Any questions about case reference? Please, you can unmute yourself. You can ask the question. If not, I'll move to the next one.
Just a second, sir. I'll allow them to unmute themselves.
I'm sorry?
I've just allowed them to unmute themselves.
Okay, thank you. So if there's any question, guys, about overruled, about party name search, about case reference, about printouts, you can unmute yourself, you can ask the question. If not, we'll move forward. Okay, so moving to the next one, I click on this again to get the dashboard. Find by citation is very simple. Now, I say simple, that means irrespective citation, whatever citation that you have SCC, you have AIR, you have DRJ, you have Indian Appeals, you have Gujarat Law Herald, whatever citation that you have, provided it's a reputed journal. You can select that particular journal from here. Okay, let's take AIR. So I can click on AIR over here, or otherwise I can also do AIR over here, and then click on this and say SC, and it gives me the option of the AIR citation. I can simply put the AIR citation. And now if you see, if I put the bare minimum citation, not only for AIR, for any other journal, it gives me the entire volume index. So the first judgment was on page number 1, second was on page number 24, similarly 38, 43, 45, and so on and so forth. I click on the first one, get citation. Now, does that mean that we have a tie-up with AIR and all the other journals? No, we don't. We don't have a tie-up with any of these journals. But what we're doing is we're giving you equivalent citations. So when you see the judgment is of SCC. But let's have a look. That's the only judgment that you can search? Search with. Let's have a look, and you come over here, and it says SCC criminal. You can have searched the same citation with. You have searched with AIC, Katak Law Times, or Criminal Law Journal. So these are all the citations that you can use, or you could use irrespective of like you have AIR or anything, and you will still get the results. Okay. Now moving to the next, that is find case law by section. Now this is fairly very simple search. It says find section of an act. So what is that supposed to mean? First you have to find the act. So you can write CRPC, it'll give you the results. The entire CRPC will open up, right, section wise. If I'm looking for IPC, Evidence Act, or Arms Act, Contract Act, do not write the word Indian, write the second word. So let's take Contract Act. I write contract, just write the word contract, that's good enough. It gives me Contract Act. Click on this, the entire act opens up. Depending on which section do you want the judgments, you can click on that. Section 17, let's say. I can double click on this or click on go, whatever suits you. And you will get the judgments on section 17 right over here. There we are. 17, section 17 of Contract Act. Okay. Now coming back to the word search, you can also do the section-wise search from here. Let's say the same example. Contract Act. Now, if you remember something that we said in the starting, you have to put double quotes for anything which is made of more than one word. So Contract Act is 2 words, so we'll double quotes. What am I looking for? I'm looking for section 17. Just write the word 7, the number 17. Don't need to write section and all. Just write 17. Now, if I do a start search right now, what's going to happen? It's might give me Contract Act and section 17 around each other. But how can I ensure that it gives me the result for section 17 and Contract Act appearing next to each other? I want them to occur near each other. I will write the word near in between. Mohit. So Contract Act near basically means that it will find these 2 words near 10 words. You can see it over here, right? And I do start search. So this can be replaced for anything. Let's say you want to see judgments on culpable homicide. where acquittal was done, or you want looking for cases of arbitration or award was given, you can simply write arbitration near award. You're looking for commercial arbitration, you can simply write arbitration near commercial arbitration, near commercial. You get commercial arbitration, or you can just write commercial arbitration double quote as well. Near is basically whenever you're looking for two words appearing near each other within one sentence, but which is not a phrase, then you put near in between. And now if you can see, you will have this section 17 appearing over here. Judgment is available right in the front. So that's what it is. One thing that I would like to highlight over here, I have a couple of more minutes, I think 10-15 minutes I have with me. I will keep only 5 minutes for the question answer, considering that there are not a lot of questions. That is, how can I make my own folders? And then further, how can I convert that folders into my compendium? So there's a simple thing over here, that is this icon, which says add to my SCC online folder. I click on this. It says KR Mangalam Gurugram. Is that the folder I want to make the judgment save into? No. Change folder. I have a list of all the sessions that I've taken in the past 1 or 2 months. I click on my folder and I say I want to create a new folder. New folder. What would be the name of the new folder? I will keep it as your university name. You can change it. You can make it for any name. JIMS. Enter. Select folder. Okay. This particular judgment has been saved into that particular folder. Let's go to the next one. Again, JIMS is by default there. Save. Third one. Let's say I want to see some articles as well. I can say only articles. Only articles will show up over here. I can save an article. Certainly I can. I can save an act. I can save a tribunal judgment. I can save a treaty. Whatever I want. And now comes the point that how can I access this particular folder? Now accessing that particular folder is available over here. That is my folders. You come to my folder and you have view folder option. Mohit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mohit, I think for the browse, we'll take only 2 examples. We'll not cover the entire browse part. That is, everything. We'll just cover curated topics and browse acts. Make sense?
Yeah,
right? So I'll pass on the baton to you. You will take the browse part.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I will just finish this part. So JIMS folder is here. And now you see all my thing that I've saved is available over here. I can come over here, select all. I can give one print command and it will give print of all these documents together. That's another way. If you want to save your time, by doing multiple print, pressing multiple times to different documents, you can add all of them and just give one print command. But if you want to make a compendium, if you're going for a moot court competition and you will have to make a compendium of 20, 30 cases, the point comes in that you have to make an index. You have to also do the pagination for each and every, judgment that you have added over there or any document that you added. If I come over here, create case compilation, I click on this, the software will do all that stuff for me. By default, JIMS, just simply say create. And within few seconds, depending on the length of the documents that you are adding to this particular compendium, it'll take some time. And now you see, it says the first one is starting on page number 1, second one is page number 7, third 11, 20, 22. And the names are already mentioned. And this is purely editable. You can write whatever you wish to write. You can write it down. So I can say for moot court, whatever moot court that you want to say. And then you can simply make it bold, or you can say for the final round, or I want to cite a para number 2, page number, or which is on page number 2. All that stuff can be done. Then you come to the second entry. So the first is starting from page number 1, going till page number 6. So let's come to the documents. So this was the index. So page number 1, 6, it ends. And on the 7th, I'm expecting a new one. That's the new one available. And this has been done for all the pages. You simply have to download it from here. Download this, and you're done, with the compendium within, I think, less than 5 minutes. which otherwise would have taken you at least a couple of hours. Yeah. Mohit?
Yeah, sure. I can take over from now. I guess Miss Ashika Jain has one question. Miss Ashika, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask, what does near means? Can you please explain it
Sure.
again?
Sure. So
Sure,
Ashika,
absolutely.
I'll take another example. Uh, Sometimes we talked about this that when you have like latest judgment on corruption and all, we were talking about that you don't have to write extra words. So we just write the main word. But sometimes we are searching for sentences. Sometimes we are searching for two different words, and I want that these two words should at least come in the same sentence, because if they come far off, it will not make sense. Let me give a very simple example. Let's say I'm looking for cases of murder. Okay, I'm just looking for cases of murder where the murder was done and the choice of weapon was knife. If I do a start search right now, the chances are that it's going to give me results wherein murder and knife are coming in one sentence, but also some results wherein murder is coming in the first paragraph and knife is probably coming in the last of the paragraph, saying that the person was in the kitchen chopping vegetable with the knife, which is not even related to the choice of weapon. So how can I ensure that these two things are talking to each other, are they are related to each other? So when I say write near, it will bring these two words appearing each other. I'll give you one more example that will make more sense after this. So when I write murder near knife, so if you see this, it says the murder committed 9 weeks after the knife was got prepared. So you're getting everything within the same sentence. Now this can be understood in a better way. Sometimes you have a sentence. I'm going to take a very common statement that you would have heard by now. That is, lawyers are the officers of the court, right? Now there are different ways to say this sentence. We need to understand we're not looking we're not looking for our judgments. We're looking for judgment which have been given by different judges, and every person has a different vocabulary that they refer to. I can say I'm going home. Mohit might say I'm going to my place. It means the same thing, right? So what is important, that we need to be sure that we need to understand that there can be different derivatives for this. Like it says lawyers are the officers of the court. I can also say lawyers should act as the officer of the court, or I can say lawyers are considered as the officer of the court. But meaning the same, bilkul. But their words consider and should has replaced are the. So my suggestion over here is that take off all these extra words, because in all the three derivatives that we talked about, should, consider, are, usko chhod ke lawyers, officer or court are the common words. So whenever you're looking for sentences, pick up the main words without which the sentence would be incomplete. So out of this sentence, the three words are this: lawyers, officer, court, and at near, and start search. Now it's going to ensure that these three words are coming within one sentence, not coming far off. And there we see lawyers are the officers of the court. That's one statement. And see this one, lawyers because they are the officers of the court. It's a different way of saying it. And see this one, lawyers are the part of the judicial system and are the officer of the court. So if I would have written the full sentence, it have searched for all these words. So I'm not looking for all these words. I'm looking for main three words talked in any fashion. Does this make sense?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Mohit, over to you. Can you share your screen?
Absolutely. So there is one more question in which a student wants a quick recap on compendium.
Okay. So we'll do that recap, I think, once we're done with the browse.
Absolutely.
Then we do
Okay,
the.
students. So as you can see, the second row, which is in the red color, is called the My Library portion. That is almost similar to the physical library which you have in your college or institute. So in which things are very simple. You just click on the left hand side and you get the information on the right hand side. So I'll just give you some important tiles brief over here. First of all is browse acts and rules. So whenever you would like to read any act, Constitution of India, any center notification or state notification, you can certainly come to this particular tile. As you can see, once you click on it, you get the Constitution of India, Central Act, Center Notification, State Act, and State Notifications. Now, I'm just taking an example of a Central Act in which the most used acts have been kept over here, as you can see, and the rest of the acts have been kept in the alphabetical order. So let's click on any one of them. Let's click on Contract Act for the example. If the question is, sir, that how can we save the whole act into our machine, then the answer is very simple. You just click on this save icon. This whole act will be saved onto your machine. You can certainly email it and print it. Those basic functionalities have kept. Now, talking about the Contract Act. So whenever you open any act, you just like to read any section of it. So either you can scroll down or you can click on any section name. So for example, let's click on section number 17, fraud. We click on it. There you go. So the section number 17 of Contract Act, fraud, and this information is coming from the Bayer Act itself, as you can read it. But the moment you scroll down, you will also get this blue highlighted information available. Now this information is coming from the editors of Eastern Book Company, and what they're trying to give the information over here is that they're trying to tell you that there are some important judgments or important case laws on section number 17 of Contract Act. So as you can see, there is an important judgment which talks on the ground of breach of contract or fraud. There is another important judgment on the topic of fraud, and same we can see other judgments as well. So you're not only just getting the information from the Bayer Act by reading the section and the information in it, but you're also getting some value add information from our editors in which you're getting some important case laws on whichever section you're reading. So this blue color information is a quality add purpose to your research part. Moving ahead, we can click on this dashboard icon one more time and we are back on the main screen. Now I'm going towards browse curated topics, which is a newly added tile, and it helps a lot to the first year students. As if you are reading for different topics or you're going to research into different fields of law, then this particular tile is going to help you a lot. How? So for example, as we all know that you are going to be the future advocates of tomorrow, you'll all have different areas of practice. So in case you practice in public law, in case you practice in corporate and commercial law, environmental law, we have made different heads. We have made some categories through which you can get the data. So let me open up any one of them. Let me open up corporate and commercial law for you. So under corporate and commercial law, there are many categories like banking and finance law, competition law, and many other laws which are there. So whichever works for you, whichever is your research part, you can certainly click. As you can see, the list is on the left hand side. Aviation, banking, companies, competition law, debt financing, insider trading. So whichever is your, we can say, main research part right now, you can just click on that. So I'll click on competition law, for example. Now, what you're seeing over here is the collective information of all the documents which are related to the competition law. Now, documents have been further constituted into different categories. As you can see, the first category talks about all the statutes which are directly or indirectly talking about competition law. So Competition Act 2002 directly talks about the competition law, but there are some other acts as well which also discuss regarding the competition law, such as Electricity Act Section 23, IBC Section number 31, Motor Vehicle Act Section 66. So whichever act and whichever section is talking about competition law, you can see that in one place. Similarly, we have rules and regulations. Similarly, we have notifications. And most importantly, if a student wanted to know, sir, what are the important judgments, important handpicked case laws on this topic, then you can certainly find them in browse curated topics. These are handful judgments, but these are specifically curated by the editors of Eastern Book Company, and according to them, these are the most important judgments on competition. Similar fashion has been applied to different headings, and whichever category you select, you will find the information just like in this particular order. So you have statutes, case laws, articles, treaties, and many other data which is being added on a daily basis. All in all, this is a one place through which you can get all the documents, and you don't need to go to any other tile to fetch that same information, right? So that is browse created topics. And one more thing before we take that compendium question, that is whenever you wanted a recap or you miss out on any feature or you have joined late, it can be any reason. First of all, you can see the recording because this session is being recorded. Otherwise, you can reach out to us or your library department, Ms. Shilpi ma'am. And thirdly, you can also go to view user manual. We have the user guides as well as YouTube video available over here so that you can see whichever feature you would like a recall upon. So for example, I would like to see advanced search. So in the advanced search, we have a video. You can click on that and you can get to see all the help on how you can do the advanced searches on SCC Online. Having said that, I guess we can take up the question now. So apart from
Mohit, we can take the starting from the how to save a folder.
Yeah, absolutely. So in order to make the compendium, students, first of all, it does not matter on which screen you're working on. Currently, I'm working on this screen, that is word search. You can work on any screen and still make the compendium. I'll just try to hit a random search over here. That is, I just wanted to search on the topic of murder. So all the documents on the murder topic will be coming onto my screen now. Now, the first step is please select the documents and upload the documents in your folder, right? So right now I'm going to upload these two digest notes. I click on this folder icon. Now I need to create a new folder. I can change it or I can rename it to anything else. I'll just create a new folder really quick. JIMS, select, and OK. So now what I have done over here is I have created a folder called JIMS and I have successfully uploaded one particular document. Similarly, I can upload these several other documents as well. There is no limit how many folders you can create, and this folder can only be viewed by your login ID, which is your IP login. We cannot see your folders. Similarly, 4 documents have been successfully uploaded. Now the second step is very simple. Please go to your folder view. The folder view is over here. As you can see, this is the icon, my folders and view folders. So you click on that option. All the folders and all the documents which have been added by you will be visible over there. As you can see, 4 documents are over here. And now I can create the compendium by selecting the documents. So now I will select all of them. I will click on this results list. There you go. And now I'll zoom the screen for you. I'll go to this middle icon and click on this last diary-like icon that is called create case compilation. There you go. Now it is asking me what should be the sequence of the judgments or documents. I will just change the sequence real quick. Judgment to be on the top and the digest note to be on the bottom. Page size A4 or legal A4 and click on create. That is how you make the compendium. First, you upload the documents inside of a folder. Then you go to your folder view and select the documents, create the compendium. Again, if you want, if you still need some help in making the compendium, help center is available. We'll also give our numbers, email toll-free numbers and the email ID through which you can reach out to us. And certainly you can reach out to the library department as well. There you go. In the compendium, the software has made 2 different documents for you. First document consists of table of contents, which is purely editable. You can write anything you want. And the page number has been defined as per the sequence you have selected.
I think Mohit, right? We're done this till here, so I think we can leave it.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
There is a question: if there are no clipboard in front of the paragraphs, then how are we able to copy that particular paragraph? So basically, what we did was smart copy. You can actually open the view from there itself. So if you have a clipboard icon, this question is of the page. The page judgment like this, like what Mohit is showing you right now. Mohit, this is the judgment is okay. Now this judgment does not have a clipboard icon, right? If you get to judgment. So in this case, you can simply highlight it. Highlight it, Control C, Control V works. The clipboard icon is only when you're not able to highlight. So that's been done. Compendium we've already covered. Folder part we've already covered. I've given the rights of to everyone. You can unmute yourself. If you have any question, you can unmute yourself, ask the question now, and if you don't, if in case you don't want to put it in the chat.
Okay.
So, if you have any questions, anyone?
Students, still from some technical reasons, I'm not able to put in the information in the chat box. Plus, please note down this information. In case you have any doubts, please reach out to us as this email ID. This is our toll-free number. You can reach out to us on that as well. And certainly, if you have not received the link, then Mr. Kapil sir has already told you that please give the information to your library department along with address, and we'll give you the invitation link once again. I hope you have already covered the MyLoft process. So if there is any confusion in the MyLoft as well, please do let us know for that.
I think Shilpi ma'am, I just want to check with you. Ma'am, please can you come in, Shilpi?
Yes, sir.
Just want
Yes,
to
sir.
have you sent us the list of all the students?
Yes, sir.
You have.
Sir,
Okay. Is there any addition to that, ma'am? The list that you sent earlier, उसके बाद कोई और addition कराने हैं या we can send the.
मैंने वैसे कपिल सर को सबका भेज दिया था, सबका हो गया था, लेकिन अगर कोई मेरे पास आता है तो मैं फिर वापस उन्हें भेज दूंगी.
ठीक है. So what we'll do is we'll ask our team to send an email today again. So anyone and everyone who's on this meeting, आप आज शाम को wait कर लीजिए. Wait till the evening. If you do not receive the email, you have to check one thing, check your spam or junk folder, your mailbox. Even if you don't get over there, reach out to Shilpi ma'am. Get your email ID confirmed that the email ID that we have received and the email ID that we are using is the same or not. There's a difference, ma'am. Shilpi ma'am, I would request that in that case to send those IDs separately to us.
Okay, sir.
Shilpi?
Yes, ma'am.
There is addition of the email IDs. You know,
Okay.
admission has been done in the month of December and all. So, yes.
नहीं मैम, मैंने सबका फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर का सबका भेज दिया है, लेकिन एक बार अगर कोई रह गया है तो मैं दोबारा देख लूंगी.
You check out all the email ID with Ganga ji and then rectify it because there is some change in the database, revise in the database. So you check with Ganga ji and send it.
ठीक है मैम. ओके मैम.
Okay, ma'am. So students, I think you have all been aware of this, that what needs to be done at your end. Till time you don't voice it out, Shilpi ma'am, Palvi ma'am would not be able to do anything. So if you've not received an email, check today, maximum tomorrow, and by Monday, please reach out to ma'am and let her know that your ID is not there. Okay? Shilpi ma'am, anything that you would like us to talk about, any doubts that you might have on SCC?
No, sir, it's okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for your coordination, ma'am. Thank you so much. And do we have any question, any last questions, any doubts before we call it a day? So Mohit, I think this session is done. We're done for the day.
Yes, I believe there are no more questions left. So yeah, we can conclude the session.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for being over here. Thank you, Shilpi ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Pallavi, for helping us reach out to your students. And thank you, Mohit, for organizing this meeting for us and taking care of all the technical aspects while I was dealing with it. Ashika, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. I'm asking it late. But sir, I had one question. Just what if we want that folder in our computer? Like whenever we have to see all those judgment or digest note, do we have to open the site again and again? Like,
yes. I got your question. Mohit, can you share your screen once?
Yeah, sure.
I understand your question, Ashika. So there is an option that you can download all these documents onto your machine. So what you need to do is what Mohit showed you. Mohit, can you go to the thank you. What Mohit showed you, Mohit, can you go to the compendium which has already been created?
Yes,
By
sure.
the name JIMS folder. So you have this folder. You can save either the compendium entirely onto your machine, but in case you want to save your folder that you have saved, Mohit, can you go to the original folder? You can save these judgments. You can highlight all of it. Mohit, can you go to the action button? And you can take this option which says print documents. You can print the documents. It'll come. Can you print the document, Mohit? Can you print the documents? You'll print the documents. It will come as one screen. No worries. It will come as in one screen. It says you're logged out.
Okay, sure. I'll log in again. But yeah, that's the feature through which you will be able to take the printout.
I will just share my screen if should I share my screen?
Let me try again. Let me try it.
I think I have it. I'll just quickly show it. I have it on my screen itself. So I hope my screen is visible. Now over here, I can select all of these and say print. I can click on print. Let me log in. Okay, I think there's some problem with the website right now. I think let it be. I think which website problem over here.
Mine is working.
Yeah, it's working now. We can take it. Can you show it?
Yeah, sure. So there you go. I've clicked on that particular option, and all the digest notes which I've selected in the sequence, as well as the judgments which were there in my folder, have now been printed out in the non-true printout format. If there was any true printout, then we have gotten the true printout option as well.
So this is the only way, Ashika, that you can download the entire folder. If you're thinking that you'll get the same formatting of one judgment, then second judgment, that would not be available. It will be coming as one document.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Any other member would like to ask any question before we end this meeting? Okay, thank you so much, everyone. We will stop this recording now, and we'll be sharing this recording with Shilpi ma'am by today evening. You can go to her and take the link from her. And in case you still have a question, you have still any problems, you can reach out to us on our toll-free number on our email ID at mohit@shared. Ma'am, you were saying something? Shilpi ma'am, are you saying something?
It's okay, sir. Thank you so much for your information.
Thank you. Mohit, could you please end the meeting for all of us?
Sure, we can end this meeting now.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.